Camera's rolling.
The audio's rolling?
Yep, we're good.
That thing's wild. You bring that wherever you go?
I do.
Wait, we should lower this so it doesn't get in his face, right?
Well,
it's not, but we can just in case.
I mean, I can also like sit up.
Is it capturing him when he talks, Mark? Or
my voice is pretty projective. That's why I'm also like, I don't want to sit right on top of it.
Yes. Let me see.
I mean, I can if you really want me to, but then I gotta kind of lower my voice. But I'm a theater person.
It looks good right now.
Were you in theater?
That's what I did professionally.
I'll boost it.
I was on Broadway for 5 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, still picking them.
Yeah, it was cool.
My ex-girlfriend was on Broadway.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I come from a world of Broadway and dancers.
It's
my parents own a dance studio, so I've like seen
cool.
it all. Yeah.
They still do?
Yeah, they're just moving locations this week actually, but they've been there for 38
Holy
years.
shit.
Yeah.
What kind of?
Central Park Dance. They do
Oh my
everything.
god, Mario and
Maria. Wait, you know them?
I just saw Mario at the gym the other day.
That's my dad.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. Wait, what? How do you know them? You dance?
I used to take dance when I was younger, like 16, 17, and then...
At Central Park Dance?
Yeah.
What?
Then I started taking down to the city. That's
Dude,
so funny.
everybody fucking knows it. It's crazy.
I saw him at the gym the other. I'm like, Mario, I know you. He's like, I know you, and I was like, holy shit, that's hysterical.
Wow.
Okay, I can see it now. I can see it now.
That's my mom and dad, Mario and Maria.
Hysterical.
That is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Goodstock Show. We have a very special guest with us today, Alfred in the building. How we doing today?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm nervous.
You're good, man.
But I'm excited.
It's normal conversation.
It's the camera.
Right? Yeah.
love the camera.
We got Mayor Mark co-hosting today.
What's up, guys?
We got Will the Smith.
What up?
Yeah, he's got the hot mic on him today. It's a small world, yo. We met in the sauna. Like a couple weeks ago. Little schwitz. Gotta schwitz it out, and we just started talking about like.
I was thinking that I don't even know what started the conversation.
I know exactly what started the conversation.
And I had a feeling you would.
Because some lady was talking to me about Costa Rica or something. I was talking about Costa Rica. And you were like, let me ask you something. You're like, let me ask you something. Were there trails in the sky when you were traveling to Costa Rica? And I was like, I think so. And that was it. That started the...
Wow.
So what? Yeah, what was that about? The trails. What do you?
Let's say that was my first rabbit hole that I went down. New Yorker, born and raised, moved out to LA in 2019. I
was there in 2019.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's right before everything shut down.
I moved there in 2018. I lived there until 2020. And I came back here and opened this place up.
So we were there. Where were you about?
I was in Hermosa Beach.
I don't know where that is. I've heard of it.
South Bay.
Okay.
By Manhattan Beach.
Good.
Yeah.
I was in.
Oh, wow. We're on a similar path. And then boom, we met in the sauna.
And then go sauna, people. Sweat
out. Now we just found out.
Do you sauna?
Yeah, I do sauna.
Yeah, we should talk about that. Maybe after we get into it, but now we can come back to the sauna.
Now we just found out that he danced at my parents' dance studio, which is a wild.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing.
Shout out Central Park Dance.
That's right. They're gonna love that. You're gonna love that plug. So Alfred, tell me first off. Let's dive into you first. Like, tell me about your background. You said you were a theater. On Broadway? What show?
Did. I did I did Kinky Boots for about 5 years.
Very good show.
It was a cool show.
Yeah.
It was kind of the story of open call, non-union. I made it to the finals for the tour, did not get it, but then I saw a call for the Broadway show and they were like, "Oh, we know you. We remember you." And then it just, it happened and great. Did that for 5 years, toured the US with it. And the show closed. And I said, I don't know what I'm doing. That's when I moved to LA. I've never been to LA. And I just drove across. Was supposed to go sing on a cruise ship. And then the C-19 COVID happened. And then I was stuck out there. And then that is when I started diving into...
How do you feel about COVID?
Yeah, we're getting right into it.
We're getting right into it.
I'm so used to having TikTok brain where they censor you because my lives get
There's
taken
no
down.
censor
No,
on
I
this.
know. So I'm doing my best not to censor. These are my opinions, my beliefs for education, entertainment purposes only. I do not make claims. C-19 was planned. That jibby jab jab vax. It's proven to be a bioweapon. It's targeted for our DNA. I've had a 4-hour conversation with somebody randomly in the city 2 years or a year ago, literally about this. And he knew people. And there is something else coming very soon.
Yeah, they just released monkeys out of South Carolina.
And then, did you hear?
No, there's some monkeys on the loose.
Did you see the movie 28 Days Later? Go look it up. Thanks to the comments on TikTok.
I think I know about that. Is that about the one in Alaska or something? Where
with the vampire
28 Days of Darkness or something?
It's about chimps that were released by these like environmental people, and they had rage or anger was the lab experiment, and like if you got blood on you, you turn. Go watch.
Dude, isn't it crazy? They
That's
just
some
show
like Ebola.
It's
type.
some.
But
Planet
everything that happens, like The Simpsons even predicts it all. They literally.
Okay.
I think when we say they get off at like
telling you
foreshadowing and showing it in front of our face what they're gonna do to us. Like we're dumb.
Wait,
they
no,
get
that's a good question. Who is they though?
Yeah.
Go watch the short film. Okay, go watch Dupe, Distract, and Deceive. I explain who they is. My interpretation of they is if we live in a physical representation, holographic representation of an inner universe, multi-dimensional universe, they is a reflection of some part of us, whether it's this unhealed child, inner child that we all speak of, at their brattiest, living their 7 deadly sins, and that's who they is. That's animalistic. We all have that reptilian part of our brain.
Yeah.
You spotted my reptilian. I bring
Yeah,
that
you got it
lizard
right
eye
there.
everywhere.
That's freaking me out a little bit. That's a little.
So they is us.
They is us.
We are they, and we know the game. We have to.
He, she, they, us.
He, she, they. Yeah.
Us.
And
Is that? Sorry, I'm trying to follow that. Is it like?
welcome to my brain.
No. I kind of followed it, but like it seems like you're sort of saying, or this is what I'm hearing. It's like, it's not so much that it's like a specific group of people or a specific person or certain individuals. It's that like someone's gonna fill that role regardless because it's just this like natural reflection of like the human spirit. It's like some aspect of the human spirit is awful, so some amount of people are gonna be like living that, actualizing that, and that's who they are.
Yeah. So whether it's Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Trump, the Illuminati, the 13 bloodline
Rothschilds.
families. Yeah,
All of them are they?
It's a reflection of us.
Wait, this is mad random. Do you know the theory of apparently some girl found out that all the presidents date back to a British king?
The bloodlines.
Like, except for Martin Van Buren. Because he was related to a Dutch royalty. But all the bloodlines of every president
Converge
to King John. Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah, crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't done the due diligence on everything, but I've definitely. Trump apparently is a bloodline somewhere with JFK, and it goes back to like Yeshua, Jesus. Like it's
Wait, what? Yeah.
It's crazy. Be mindful of going down the rabbit holes because we have to stay in the present, but. It goes, yeah. That's
wild.
cool that you mentioned that.
Yeah, just to let everybody know real quick who Alfred is besides meeting him in the sauna. He's a Broadway theater guy. The reason why we have him on the podcast, he is a documentary filmmaker of some sorts, whatever you want to call it.
Newly, because I've never.
And he showed me his website, which is wildly intriguing. It's called...
Now is the time. Dupe, Distract, Deceive is the short film. Now is the time to awaken.com. Go check it out.
So he sent me that, and I was besides our conversation in the sauna, like I was intrigued by that. But then I watched this stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be good."
Got something to talk about.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about.
It's good. It's not allowed on a lot of platforms, social media platforms. I will say my version of the truth is very close to the reality. And going back to the reflection of the day, imagine if you had your darkest secrets that were about to get exposed. What would you do to stop that or keep your power or whatever? You would do kind of what's going on.
Do you think they are threatened by you, or like, do you want to?
By us, totally.
By us. Yeah, by the light workers.
The sheep are waking up. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, there's becoming more. The light is starting to expand a little bit. People are starting to. Even, dude, last night, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, like
I didn't even watch it, but dude, I know it was staged. I mean,
beyond staged. They just scammed and conned everybody.
There were apparently glitches, crazy. Netflix or whatever, something.
Yeah, but besides that, just the whole, they both walk out with 20 and 40 million. And like they just had a choreographed little friendly dance in the ring.
That's like Beyonce getting apparently however much she got to not do anything. I don't watch a lot.
Dude, it's all a WWE show. Like everything.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, no, it's just crazy how like people say there's, or like, you know, the government, they'll be like, there's no money to do anything. But then Jake Paul and Mike Tyson get 60 million. DraftKings probably made a fortune.
Because they fooled us. Well, not a little bit us. I watched it.
Though, if that's if we're the
no, but they fooled us. They got the masses to waste their time, energy, get invested in it, even bet and put their money on it on DraftKings, or pay for it on Netflix and watch it. Like, dude, you said in the video that you made,
we will come full circle at some point.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of all over the place. But in the video that you made, you said it best, and that's what really clicked with me. We're in the Roman Empire. Entertain and feed them just enough, and like that's it. They'll be good. Dumb them down. Give them alcohol. Let them fucking be dumb. And you can curse too on this show if you
I know. I've trained myself. Like even with my nephew.
You don't have to curse, but I'm just saying you can if you want.
The word "fuck" I love every now and then. I'm mindful of it. But even my nephew, he's just turned 3. Uncle, no friggin'. I'm like, I can't even say friggin' anymore. So it'll come out. All
right, I think we should go back to how it all started with us talking.
Yeah, let's get through that.
The trails. What do you think is going on with the trails in the sky?
Filter my brain so I can make sense. Whether or not they are intentional, whether or not they are our atmosphere is being manipulated because there's so much humidity and whatnot. There are weather experiments. There are hundreds of patents. This goes back a long time. By the way, I do have to say this. I am not suicidal and do not wish to have harm done to me or anybody around me, family or friends. Do have to say that. Please keep that part in.
In case they take you down?
You know what? I would take myself down. If we are they and they are us, I would somehow self-sabotage myself. But I do have to say that because...
Before they...
I would do it before they get me.
Yeah.
I've had much confirmation, whether it's from people in the military, whether it's from doing hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of research and watching our skies and getting a reading by an extraterrestrial channeler, which was kind of fucking amazing, dude. On TikTok. Shout out to, Anuk, A-N-U-K. He channels on TikTok. Whether we live in a globe, flat Earth, whatever it is, we have a dome over us. Our government's finally coming out with the flat Earth theory. We have a firmament that keeps greenhouse gases. We have to stay warm. Fossil fuels were introduced late 1800s to keep our planet warm. Weather modification, there are patents back to the late 1800s, happened at the same time. So what we're experiencing now in terms of a lot going on is a mixture of both. Fossil fuels are actually good. Contrary to popular belief, we can mine them correctly. Fossil fuels are good. Fucking with our weather and putting fake chemicals to have fun with an experiment, no bueno. They've been doing it for about 100 years now. Will they ever admit it? No, because it's crimes against humanity. Trump, and RFK apparently are supposed to really take care of this. We're going to deal with the effects of it, my friends. And this is, I do get serious on this and I'll lighten it up, but we have to be very serious with this. We are going to deal with the side effects. We are going to go through a cooling period of our planet. And it's going to happen, not like the day after tomorrow where it just happens fast. It will happen. And if we do not have the infrastructure in terms of indoor greenhouse farming, atmospheric water generators and a couple other things, shit's going to get serious. But the narrative, particularly with the weather, is going to be the last thing to unfold because it involves so much. So I know that was kind of a long spiel, but keep an eye out for cooling of our planet. Forget this warming and all this shit. And fossil fuels are good. That's why Trump is saying dig, dig, dig. We got to do it correctly. And this solar is bullshit. It's a capitalistic money grab. We got free energy. We got hydrogen. We don't need nuclear or any of this shit. But the issue is, and why did they off these people who had free energy in the early 1900s? Tesla. And apparently Trump's uncle had Tesla's technology, and Trump's apparently a time traveler. There's books called The Last President, Underground Travels with Barron. It's sick. And I learned from the chemtrails from a homeless traveler when I was out in LA, one of the wisest gentlemen I met in my entire life. He goes, those are called chemtrails. Just go research. And then I was like, I was like, you don't know what you just told me to do.
Wow.
And that's how it began. Because I didn't even know. Dude, I didn't recognize this. I was a sheep. I was asleep. I was focused on theater and getting on Broadway and the dream. And then COVID happened and...
Now you're trying to show the truth a little bit?
My version of the truth, which seems to happen to be very close to the reality that's being hidden. I'm passionate about the weather because we're talking meteorologists, we're talking the FAA, we're talking...
You think they are all aware of all this? Like they're
oh yeah,
they're behind all the people, like celebrities and stuff. How involved are they with some of this other shit?
The weather, no. The children, yes.
What do you mean the children? Pedophilia? Pizza? So I saw that on your thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some weirdos out there in the
we got
behind the scenes of all that.
Yeah, there's some creeps. There's some like these producers and like then you think of like Shirley Temple and just these young girl and even who was Dorothy?
Judy Garland.
Thank you. I couldn't think of her now. Oh my God. Take my gay card away. Yeah, it's sick.
You are super theatrical. You're totally.
I know. I mean,
you're a theater guy. Yeah,
I am.
Did you go to school for theater or anything?
I went for music. I went to Lehman. Study. You went to Lehman?
No, my brother went to Lehman. Yeah. And my parents. Yeah.
Oh wow!
It's a great school. Study music. I ended up teaching music for 1 year. That was a dream of mine.
What kind of music?
General music from pre-K through 8th grade.
Cool.
So if any of my students recognize me, because they'll be older eventually, it was interesting. That gave me insight into the parenting skills that have been passed down to the generations or lack of.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you mean by what skills were passed down?
Not all, but it's just, dude, I was getting disrespected from pre-K through 8th grade.
By the students?
Yeah. And I will say,
as a parenting thing, yeah.
And then I'm like, well, what are you getting?
This generation's bad, dude. I've had some high schoolers and stuff in here, and like they speak a different language. They're lost. It's weird.
They desire the leadership. It's there. The leadership is not there, unfortunately.
I think weak men create that, maybe.
Weak men, this whole trans, he, she, they, and I will say this, you are speaking with someone who can actually, if you want to get into the mind of someone who can somewhat identify as a trans person, you're speaking to someone. I don't come out and say I'm trans because that's a label, but I can identify with the women, the physical representation of a woman, but I'm in a man's body. And I can finally now be like, oh, I didn't identify with a gay man. And now I'm like, oh, that's what, but I'm not getting surgery. I'm not doing all this shit. But I can see the agenda being forced upon us. And like, I'm grateful for the acceptance and the awareness to it. But that LGBTQIA plus minus XYZ community.
Could we stay on the, this is actually kind of adjacent or combined, but like, I'm interested in that part of like parenting or the lack of parenting that we were kind of touching on.
With that genre or that kind of...
Because I feel like it's like almost built into it too, because it's like a sense of who gets to kind of grow the little human, the child. Is it the society? Is it the culture? Is it the parents? Or do we just like, let them figure it out on their own? Like, what is
what we're doing?
Right. So it's like, yeah, where do you stand on that? What do you feel would be like a better way to parent, I guess? Or not better, but just like...
What I'm observing is that whether it's children or adults or whatever, we simply have a desire to be heard. And language gets in the way because language doesn't allow us to express kind of what we're feeling. And so there's a miscommunication between child and parent there. Unfortunately, I believe that the parents are so eager to please the child, to kind of be a friend, whether they know they're doing it or not. And a softer approach has been taken. I'm not saying beat your child, although...
Studies show.
but also we're in a different energetic experience where that actually wouldn't even benefit the children that are desiring. Really but the softer approach, I think the kids know they're getting over, and the power shift has happened where the kid feels like what I say goes. And then the parent, and then there's usually a disconnect between the parents.
People at my I'm not gonna say anything, but like, people at my parents' dance show, even some of the parents are like, they go to the teacher and they're like, hey, little Tommy's having a little bit of a off day, okay? So if he lashes out and calls you a asshole bitch, like that was an exaggeration. But like if Tommy's acting like a fucking dickhead,
it's an
just
excuse.
Don't mind him. He's having a little
because
off
they're
day.
in a mood. They're in a
mood. Tommy's in a mood today. So like, bro,
that's crazy.
That's what it is. It's an excuse.
Yeah.
And
how do you feel we landed here? Like, how did we get to this? Because it wasn't like that before. Back in the day, they were
I think it has to go with. You could talk on it, but I think a little bit of it has to do with the. Did you say something about demoralizing or something?
This guy did
in the video.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Like just the dumbing down and making everyone more soft as a. Like they're just making everybody try to embody a victim mindset too. Like they're
it's like not enough gratitude anymore.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Like every day you wake up and you have, you can walk and live.
Yeah,
and
bro,
breathe.
we got look at this life we have.
Present.
We're talking into microphones.
That's a present. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people lack the gratitude. Yeah.
It's like a counter to the victim mentality.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. And also I feel like the parents haven't done the healing on their own.
That's
and I'm
true.
not saying you got to go to therapy because I did therapy for a couple years, but have a good friend, have someone you can have an open conversation or have faith. Have faith, turn inward.
Do ayahuasca.
Do shrooms.
We spoke about that.
Do shrooms.
I have yet to go down that journey. Shrooms are a fun one though, but you got to mentally be ready for that.
Yeah, and you don't do it to just get high. Like have
you prepare.
Yeah, don't do it to get high. Do it to like with a spiritual enlightenment or spiritual.
Because it can backfire.
Yeah,
it's like a mental microscope, spiritual microscope too.
I like that.
Yeah.
Tap into that. What do you mean by that? It's a mental microscope. Or a spiritual microscope?
Yeah, no, I think shrooms just like. They just tap into it taps into who you really are. That's why I always say shrooms are very emotional. Like compared to acid is fun as shit.
I've never done that one either.
Have you ever done?
Hold on.
But
have you ever done
shrooms
smelling
teaches you
salts?
shit. Yeah, I've done that. I don't want to
try it. That's what I'm saying.
I bet.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to try it.
No, I'll do it. But I'm not going to be as close to
it. Just wakes you up a little bit.
I've never done it. I will wait.
It's kind of natural, I think.
I'll do it because
it's kind of natural.
That's it's kind of natural. He thinks.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Google it.
Yo, Josh, I got you. I'll do it for the people.
Whoa!
This is only for the people.
This is for the men and women out there.
Wow.
Okay, don't be soft.
Whoa!
But now,
Will, you are?
I'm good, bro.
Wow. Yeah, that'll.
Okay, I did it right that time though, because it didn't.
Whoa! And that time I got too close. Actually,
he's tearing. Oh,
You can feel it like the back of your head, right? It's like
so. If you need a Kundalini awakening on the
yes. Can we
I
get
don't
it?
even know the word yet.
Instant Kundalini awakening.
Yo, this
Get
is
some
mad
smells up.
random. What was that thing that Sam
literally
had us
teared up.
sniff that one time? It has,
Hape.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
I've
like
heard of that
yeah.
before.
Hape is like sniffing tobacco.
That's
kinda.
supposed to be like a
You blow it up
grounding-
your nose. It kind of reminds me of
Yeah,
that.
right. That's what. That's
Except this is
really?
ammonia, I think. This is ammonia and salt or something. I don't know.
I mean, that's what you do when you get knocked out.
when if
Right,
someone's
stop,
like knocked unconscious, you just whip that in there.
But we're not,
Back.
so let's do it anyway.
Yeah. So what is
Wow.
what is the strategy behind the
great.
utilization of sniffing salts?
I'm awake.
Dude, yeah.
You just. It feels like
Yo,
you just entered your
Dude,
nervous system.
Yeah, yo, hockey players do it before like.
Oh, I should sit here the whole time with like this, so then people can read my like sign, my hand language. I'm the Illuminati.
That's right.
I like this one.
Oh,
the
that's-
mantra. Or
I mean,
Yeah, I
mantra.
do this
This one
unintentionally
I
a
love.
lot.
This is a powerful one.
I do this unintentionally
That's a good question.
a lot. Yeah.
What is the Illuminati? Like I know you talked about they.
Who the
and
frick knows?
But what?
It's a. I don't even know how.
What about Freemasonry?
Wait.
Yeah.
They're no, I know because they're kind of
kinda-
intertwined.
Oh,
like
okay.
Illuminati is just a grandiose term that illuminated. It means the illuminated. And
Yeah.
I say this: we are the illuminated. We have to be mindful of saying the elite. We are the elite. We are the treasure that AI and all this stuff is trying to break down because we have that Christos consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So the Illuminati is like fake bullshit, the one that we think it is. Like
Yeah,
the royal families. We are the illuminated, but we've given that power away, unfortunately. And we've been duped, distracted, and deceived. So I think that veils like...
Yeah.
But the Freemasonry thing is like a tentacle of that where... I'm going to watch what I say with that. You can tell how I speak about it. How I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a secret brotherhood.
Are they amongst
And
us?
sisterhood.
Are they amongst us? Like
I don't know.
locally,
I was
you
gonna.
think?
Oh, I was gonna actually be like, you guys Freemasons? Because
Freemasons
Well,
are
we
like
do have
regular,
we have someone on the
Yeah.
podcast who's a Freemason. I'm not
They-
gonna say a name.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
they
but he
are
was
regular
almost on an episode.
people,
should know
regular
that.
men and women, and that is fine. But me as an individual would not want to be a part of something that has so much hidden secrecy and not positive stuff behind it. Me personally.
Would you ever try to join just to like see
I
what's
have
what?
thought that, my
Yeah.
friend. I have thought that, my friend.
Because there's a lot of Masonic buildings all around Westchester.
There's one right
There
over
are.
here.
I know.
Is
that-
there?
I
Oh,
know.
yeah, yeah. On Boston
Lodge,
Post
Elk
Road.
Lodge.
Yeah.
Apparently, many of them don't have windows. Not all of them, but this was a TikTok video that I just saw that many don't have windows.
I performed at a
got tunnels.
lodge in Ossining one time. It was so
Interesting.
random. Yeah,
That's-
a friend of mine was hosting an open mic, and it was at the lodge. And
That's-
this is gonna sound so creepy and weird, but I
In
was
line, going on.
I was I'm performing and then or I'm about to perform and I see like a picture and it's freaking Bill Cosby.
What the
Like this is
fuck?
this is right as the Bill Cosby shit like
Bizarre.
like a couple years after he got accused accused of all the rapes and shit. And I see Bill Cosby in the whole like garb and shit. And I took a picture and I sent it to my friends because me and my friends have a fucked up sense of humor. So we always make fun of Bill Cosby. I mean, but it was just a funny like inside joke thing. But then I was just like, then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, this is so weird.
Damn, and you
And this
perform
is-
there. Music is a powerful like.
What did you
thing.
perform?
I performed a couple of my tracks. These are probably some of my early stuff, like
Okay.
my first couple songs. But
No, that's,
yeah, it was just
That is
mad
weird.
weird.
That's
Yeah.
Wait, weird thing. Sorry. No, you could ask someone. Because what I'm gonna ask is gonna get into something.
I was gonna say on the Bill Cosby thing for a minute. Just,
I haven't heard that
that's
name
wild.
in a
so,
while.
So that man was just like, was he like a Mason? I guess. So what I was gonna ask is like, do you think that's how these people be getting protected when they're like be doing all this crazy wild shit, like a Diddy or someone? Is he just in some like organization where there's all these like quote unquote normal people doing their everyday jobs that might work at the courthouse or works at the blah blah blah, and they're all in this like little club weird group thing together. So they're just like, oh nah, we not like, we'll slide this under the rug or we'll push this to the side. Like, yeah, is that's
Yeah. And
put that together.
it's funny because I was just in a TikTok live. There's somebody, Exposing the Truth, I think his name is. He literally calls out Freemasons, and he'll have Freemasons come up, and I'm in the. Do I say it? No, I filter that. I'm learning. I'll be a keyboard warrior. Let's just say that in the chat. I kind of forgot the basis of the question because Freemasonry just is something also I was not even aware of. And then I did my due diligence on it. And, they're apparently, whether it's a celebrity or like Shaq or LeBron James, these people, they're like clandestine Masons from what I hear, which is like they're not part of the Grand Lodges. So they're like fake Masons to a degree. And they're not.
Like honorary
Yeah, they're
Masons.
made to think they are. And their protection is false because most of these people, my belief, most of our celebrity, we're watching Masks and Clones. Most of these people have been executed, my belief.
That's an out there statement to most people.
Yeah.
To a lot of people.
That's okay because conspiracy theorists, also known as critical thinkers, the difference is 6 months. Give it about 6 months to a year. It's already starting to unfold now.
Are there let's say you go down a rabbit hole. Is there anything that you're like, oh, that's a little
too much?
No, like that's a little stretched of the, they're stretching that one a little bit. Like some theories or, I don't know, where are you getting all this information from?
The information I get is either from other people speaking about it, and they could hear things from their sources. It could be piecing signs and symbols, because that's what's going to be their downfall, the signs and symbols, like pizza and hot dog and all this stuff.
Yeah, they try to, that's what they try to show in your face.
The infamous they has to show you what they're doing, because then apparently they don't take the karma back, or it's like, we told you, like that's why it's all in the movies. Yeah, it's like, we told you. And by the way, someone mentioned The Simpsons. Apparently Lisa Simpson pulled out in a journal November 17th, which is tomorrow. For whatever that means, well, by the time you edit it, good luck to everyone. So it could be next year as well.
No, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, what's happening on November 17th?
We don't know. But like like 9/11 has been in a multitude of different things on TV and whatnot. Call it predictive programming. It's not to a degree. It's exposing it, but it'll be a calendar in the back of like Big Bang Theory or something where we're not watching it, but it's
kind of
Illuminati.
It's like a serial killer in a way.
Yeah,
like they show you the signs.
Yeah.
It's the human. It's the sociopathic, psychopathic tendency.
Dude, it's scary, yo. It's weird.
But like he said, that's part of all of us. So that is
Thank
the
you
day.
for saying that. You just
that's actually like honestly, I think you actually cracked the code in what they means better than most people. Because most people are like they are the ultra rich. They are this
secret society, the celebrities.
But it's really just within you. Same thing as like when people say like, "What's God?" Like to know God, you have to know yourself first, because it's just God is. If God created you, you're part of the source. So it's like you need to know you.
We have
the same thing.
We all have
the
they in us a little bit.
Yeah.
And to go on that, every time we point the finger, you got 3 pointing back. So we have to know to take the responsibility. I heard that, I think, in AA. Shout out to AA. I haven't been in a meeting in years, but that's all right.
That's very wise. Yeah, that's
wow. Good for you,
some
man.
wisdom, but apparently Freemasons made the program.
What, of AA?
Yeah, like Freemasonry is so
How do you feel about religion?
It's a thing to divide us.
Religion, politics, it's all division.
Yeah, politics. Well, I was gonna say because you talked a little bit about government, Trump, RFK. What is going on with the government, like U.S. government in general?
I will start by saying this: we are the government, the men and women of the land, the living men and women. We are the sovereign beings of government. Please don't forget that. We are the republic. A fake government got set up in Washington, D.C., and then it got trickled out into almost 500 people in Congress. I don't even know what to say because it's such bullshit. It's
a WWE.
It's fake.
Show. Everything.
It's fake. Money is fake.
This is all
Reserve.
That's what really.
But Trump is apparently, and you want to get conspiratorial, Trump never was stopped being our president. He bankrupted the corporation of the United States just like Eisenhower did. And he's still our commander in chief. So Biden is just finishing out the old corporation of the United States where we're bankrupt. There's no gold, there's no silver except stamps. Stamps are the only thing by the Stamp Act that are backed by gold and silver. Our fiat currency are not. The only thing holding our system up is credits and debits.
And debt, yeah.
Our signature creates the credit. We are never the debtor. We are always the creator. We create the contract. We create everything. Mm-hmm. But the roles have been reversed. Mm-hmm. That light is coming, whether it's our social security card or our birth certificate, that our trust funds, that the fake courts have been acting as our fiduciary and trustee. We have to show up as the living men and women. The house of cards is falling because the information is getting exposed. That's why Trump is saying Ed the Fed. The Fed's already done. That's why inflation ain't going anywhere, because that's how the debt system works.
They just keep printing more money too. It's crazy.
Until we learn the system and we start claiming the credits on the private side, we start off balancing the debt. And that's the only way it will be done. Otherwise, they're going to usher in a new global currency backed by gold, controlled by AI. And if you step out of line and go against Caesar or anyone else, your bank account gets turned off, your phone gets turned off, carbon taxing, which is fucking complete bullshit, Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and all you other probably fucking clandestine Freemasons who are all in the same thing with Tucker Carlson. And then there's Eastern Stars, though. To go on, there's women. They never allowed women, and now they're Eastern Stars. So Candace Owens might be one. Kathy Hochul, you fucking... I don't say the word cunt a whole lot, but...
You can say it.
I hate that word
I said
too,
it once, and that's
but
enough.
It applies to her.
It's a great word.
So we love you. So when the men and women start standing up, kicking these motherfuckers out, we have to show up in our city council meetings in these courtrooms.
Yeah.
We have to kick the judges off the bench.
The power is local. People forget about that.
It is. Yeah. And I never knew how corrupt it was, though.
That's why my name is Mayor Mark. Like
local is OD corrupt, though. Like
it's super corrupt.
Local
high level is
mayors.
corrupt. The local level is like...
Go watch Allie Carter. # Justice for Allie Carter. 2 things I'm passionate about a lot, but weather, child trafficking. Our mayors know this is where Freemasons come in. There's tunnels everywhere. And this is why I didn't vote, but I prefer Trump over cackling communist Kamala. I wanted to make sure I said that correctly. Communism's not also that bad. It works on smaller populations, but it does not work on...
It's local. That's why I said the change is always local. It's not...
Since we're here, at some point, we got to talk about AI communism.
AI communism.
Because it's here.
It's totally.
I mean, I have a quick, like, I don't know if you, like, label your political ideology, if you or even if you have one, but what do you believe, I guess, is a better, like, what is the ideal form of government to you? Like, and it could be from a local level.
A mixture of everything. It's a mixture of everything. But the people have to be able to come together and stand together and say, this is what we're putting our money towards. This is our money. And then it'll be, I will say this, where we're heading, the states are going to be their own nations. So we have to come together on our city council.
Yeah.
And that is why they want to keep us divided.
Yeah, we can't even...
In all terms, just everything. Sports teams... Political parties, everything.
Yeah.
Even if we agree,
religions,
we argue. It's kind of sick.
How do you feel about sports?
I'd rather play them than watch them.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
I get unless I'm out and about and I'm gazing off. But knowing what I know, they're pretty much all scripted and planned.
Just pure entertainment to
like
dumb
literally.
You down
but to see the amount of people that still go out to it, I'm like,
we
can come together. But we can come
together.
together. You're gonna come together over this shit.
Yeah.
But we can't come together in our city council meeting when you want to bitch and moan about.
Yeah, wow.
People's priorities are all fucked up.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
We're gonna get
really
checked
good
though.
point, yeah.
We're gonna get checked real soon.
Is
Maybe by the time you edit it.
Is that even like a individual thing, or is that more of a like macro, like a top-down thing in terms of like where the conversation gets to happen. Because like, yeah, we can all engage in sports and have that conversation. And there's like a million TV programs to encourage that. There's a million websites to like, you guys feel about this way, you guys feel this way, battle it out and like blah. But there's like no infrastructure. It should be politics, but there's no like infrastructure for us to be like, this is what we want as a people. Like this is where we want to take our nation. This is like,
I feel like that never happens with anything important. like it doesn't happen in music either.
Yeah.
Like consumers don't get to say what they want, and then music, like the industry just hands you.
That's actually an
handed.
interesting point. Yeah.
That's a good.
And music, you don't have a.
Music is so powerful. Controls.
Music is the only thing that like, it just enters your ear. Like it enters you,
Powerful.
no matter what. It's just
It comes from the beginning of like our of animals, like existence.
Mm-hmm. A little off topic. But
Never.
What's the deal with these people in like these higher ups, the elite, like you? But we're elite. You know
trash.
what they, the evil reptilian they. Why are they all pedophiles? And like what is their sick obsession with like kids and just
I have a theory on that.
I'd like to hear yours because I don't really. Yeah.
Okay. I heard this theory. Again, haven't confirmed anything. I can't say I haven't confirmed anything. I wikied. But like beyond wiki, haven't confirmed anything. But apparently there's these like, what do you call it? I guess you can call it a cult, but like there were these traditional cults who had this like goal of inverting their faiths. And it like pops up in like Christianity and Judaism. And I think, I don't know about the Islam one, but I heard about the one in Christianity and Judaism. But they basically like their whole goal is like whatever are like the things that we consider virtues of this faith, our goal is to like invert them so that we can bring the end times. And it's like, this is apparently like a real documented thing. You can look it up. It's called like Sabbateanism and there was like another one, I think Frankism or something like that. These were just like political, spiritual movements that existed in like the 1800s and the early 1900s.
Interesting.
Some Aleister Crowley type shit.
They were started by Freemasons. I don't know. I just had to say that.
But yeah, apparently these like actual like random cults existed and they had like 50,000 members. It wasn't like a small
Yoga
thing.
is a big cult of that. Sikhism. Did you watch it? Did you watch a documentary? It's a docu-series called Breath of Fire. And it talks about Guru Bhajan or something, and the guy who brought Kundalini Yoga and made it popular in the West from Pakistan. He's a fraud, complete fraud, and he just he just raped and fucked all of his like little secretaries, like 13-year-old girls, and then told who to get married. They made kids in the ashram. They say it's really a full blown cult. Great watch, Breath of Fire.
I've never heard of it. But talking of like people in positions, I'll say that people of positions of influence, not even power, of influence.
Yes.
Apparently the UK, someone high in the UK, Catholic or someone just got exposed for some child stuff. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know.
I think they're cults.
it's.
Do they get off of it? Like, I don't understand.
They feel like they're fulfilling their spiritual duty by like committing these
bringing the end times. Like you said, bringing the end times. That makes sense in a way.
So I understand. I understand how. Not I understand, but like the weak mass within the cult. They fought like in this documentary, for example. The 13-year-old secretary that like got raped. She talks in the documentary, and she's like, at the time, I felt like special because I was like, oh, Guru Bhajan. I'm like getting alone time with him and like I'm this close to him. So they're so brainwashed.
Oprah talks about this too, about how the predators they're people you look up to, that you love, or whatever, and it's hi Oprah, or you might not even be here. She's gone.
The clone of Oprah?
I think so. I just saw her and Adele the other day. I'm like,
that Katy Perry malfunction that was on your video.
That was pretty sad. That was right?
Bizarre.
Come on, that eye. And
what was that?
The reasoning is her eyelash. It was an eyelash malfunction. Okay, Katie.
That's not how eyelashes work. But.
So yeah. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Pedophiles, I think.
I don't know what it is.
so weird.
It's sick. It's yeah. I have yet to tap into that. Thank you for your
we could talk off camera. Put you down another rabbit hole.
Some weird stuff. Mark, I have to take a pee. You have any other questions?
I have some questions. I mean, let's dive into the alien talk. I mean,
well, dude, apparently the
a-
government just finally admitted to it. Although I believe we're the aliens, like to a degree.
Like we come from,
Yeah, like we're
stars.
from different
Yeah,
places.
I agree with that too.
But the government's finally owning up to it.
What does that mean for you guys? At least in your personal lives, like if it feels actually confirmed, like
Absolutely
like they didn't
nothing. I was thinking of this. I'm like, thank you. Marilyn Monroe apparently got off, although she might still be alive. Because I think she had a lot of UFO exposure that she wanted to get out.
That's like the wildest thing to me, though. Like, how can that, like, to me, hearing that, if they like actually put an alien on TV, like someone walked up to the White House, was on the White House lawn next to chilling with Trump,
That would be crazy. If I see Trump and an alien,
are we really just going about our day like this shit is normal? Like,
nah, yeah.
Like everyone's like, yeah, I don't know, it's whatever. But
I feel like
that's like mad weird. No,
I feel like they can. I feel like we can all, like, in a way, collectively, like our collective consciousness all accepts that there are aliens. I feel like we're at that point. Some people can't like admit that like on a personal scale, but I think collectively we're already there. But I think if we were to see one like in the flesh, like a lot of people's faith would kind of break down. I don't know why, but it would just like. I mean, I kind of know why, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the whole thing.
Why? Say it. Say why.
Because I think faith, or at least the modern interpretation of faith and religion, is like very egocentric. It's very like us. We're the humans. We're the most important. God made us in our image. But like, if God is infinite, God can make a bunch of different creatures in his like in their image. Like, it doesn't have to be like we're so like super, you know, like we're the only special creature in the universe, you know.
Do you feel like faith would break off of that?
Yeah,
I feel like adapt to that.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's
because it would be such a mind fuck, and like it would throw you completely off
like
your
modern faith. Yeah.
I think we're in a. I mean, more and more I'm here. I believe this is all just a simulation of some extent. Like, when you're in a dream or something, you're in another reality. I don't know. I feel like I was watching this theory the other day that if like you could die and then like you die in this life and then you just wake up, but it carries on. Like, and we're carry on with our life now. Like this is Stockroom's still the way it is, but like it's maybe slightly different. You died and then like you pick up.
Yo, have you heard of that? I have a crazy thought. I have this is bad random, but I'm a shout out to my homie Jeffrey, bro, in elementary school. I'm gonna send it to him. I'm sending this clip, but we were like in the theater in elementary school, and I said to him, I was like, "Yo, what if when you die, you just relive your life, like straight up, like you just relive it?" And I hadn't talked like me and him. We were always chill, but like one day it was high school. This is like years. And he's like, "Yo, Mark, remember when you told me that, like, yo, if you die, like, you could relive your life?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." He was like, "Yo, that shit fucked me up, bro." I was like, "Damn, that's kind of crazy."
I could see that because
I was dead ass in like second grade. He was in first grade. Like,
kids are closest to the source, I think. So, kids and older people, maybe. So maybe you were onto something.
it is interesting, like that whole like when people say they see like the light at the end of the tunnel or whatever, and then it's like the birth is the light. Like maybe it is literally like you're seeing your birth again. Like,
dude, can I share an experience that I had when I did ayahuasca in Peru? Literally, obviously it sounds cliche. Anywhom's, during my ceremony, I experienced like literally like it felt what it would feel like to die. Me dying, everyone around, like the friend I was with, him dying, and then like it happening in real life. Like I felt what it felt like to die. Yeah. And like at first it was terrifying. I was like, oh, my parents, my family, like they're devastated. Like, oh my God, how could I'm gonna leave this earth. It's gone. Like it was all those thoughts. And then it just kept transcending into like, it actually was a bright white light that I was ascending into and transcending into, but the feeling and what was like, oh wow, it's bigger. It's so much bigger than all this little. Like they're gonna be devastated at first, but like it's all interconnecting and intertwined at the end somewhere. And it was like it's all good. Like I know I said it in not an intellectual and like kind of a monkey-brained way of saying it.
Like you said, language is limiting.
But that's how it.
But we get where I'm.
But you get what I'm trying to say. Like I felt it to the core. So like it's all bigger than all this, and like that. I don't know. That's why I don't take life that seriously. Like I do. I want to have the best life and be as happy as I could be and enjoy what I can enjoy while I'm here. And for that to happen, that doesn't mean like, hey, yeah, just get fucked up every day and go out and like be a heathenist. No, because then I'm not enjoying my best self. Like, I told you guys earlier, I'm on day 21 of no drinking. I don't do Adderall anymore. Like I don't do the things that were holding me back. Because I think it's a harder road in the moment, but I think like I want to be able to be my optimal best self that I could like enjoy life every day like that.
Who do you think you would have become if you continue to just live in those vices?
Just a pathetic loser. Yeah. Pathetic loser is what I would be, and I would ruin relationships. I think, dude, sports betting is another big problem. That's like that's.
Did you ever win?
Yeah, and then I lost it right back. Like, dude, I am a fucking. I think I have a very addictive personality, and I gotta alter my mind somehow. So I don't, but that comes from not being able to just sit with yourself and enjoy, or not enjoy necessarily, but just being okay, just sitting with yourself.
Not even needing the joy.
Like you don't need,
yeah. You ever hug trees?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You guys hug trees?
Yeah, hell yeah. You feel it, dude. I make it part of my morning routine. I try to do this every morning is to just go outside barefoot, walk around a little bit barefoot, and like look up at the sun and breathe with it. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. I don't know why I brought that all up. Why did I bring that all up? Oh, because I was trying to say,
ayahuasca.
I experienced my own death, whatever. But the point I was trying to make is that like being your best self and your most optimal self, I think is like the best way to live.
Yo, I have actually a good question. Because speaking of ayahuasca, because ayahuasca is like some ancient science that science has not even cracked the code.
Dude, how they discovered that these two chemicals in two separate parts of the Amazon got together to make this plant and make this experience is baffling.
It's crazy, yeah. And the ancient world is like filled with all those things. So I wanted to ask you, Alfred, like, was there an advanced civilization, society? Because, you know, a lot of people now believe that this is the most advanced humans have ever been. Yeah. Do you believe like there was an advanced civilization or civilizations that may, I don't want to say like, just as advanced as us, it's not even more, but it's just in a different way that the modern brain can't comprehend.
Sure. I believe so. I think we'll experience that again. We kind of went through like a lowering of our energy and frequency in our planet, whether it's because it enslaves humanity, but I think we'll get there again.
Yeah.
I don't have a vision of it because only what we're fed through other things. So are we going to be Are we going to be living with giants and flying around on these things? And, you know, I don't fucking know.
What's the story on the Book of Enoch? Is that about the Anunnaki? Or no?
It mentions it. I only got about an hour in. It's on an audio book. It's about a 5-hour, 6-hour audio book, and I'm about an hour in. So, but I believe it mentions that. I have not done my rabbit hole due diligence on that.
And let me ask you, with the website, the videos you make, what are you trying to do with this? Just show this to the masses? Like you're trying to...
I believe so.
You told me you went to the city and and try to like with a sign, right, or something.
Yeah. So if anybody ever sees me, it's me.
I'll
be wearing these pants and a different hat. Simply opening a conversation. awakening to a degree, because we're not going to heal if we're not even aware of it. And yeah, it's kind of like my mission now. And then when I see that we're at like a greater awareness of things, then it's like, well, then we see where we go from there. But for now, it can't happen too fast, because like that psychosis shit will happen. If like on the news, this, you know, people are waiting for this electronic broadcast system where we're gonna the white hats of the military are gonna take control of our radio waves and our TV, and it's gonna be mass exposure of everything. Mass psychosis would happen. So my goal, I think, is to prepare people best I can, utilizing my creative talents to crack their bubble a little bit, because we're hypnotized.
Yeah.
We're fucking hypnotized.
Well, there's a book called The Mastery of Self, I think. Or
I've heard of that.
Or anyway, in the book it talks about awakening from the drunken party, the fog that's here, like taking a step back from the drunken party. And I think that's what we're trying to do here as light workers, right? Like trying to just get people to take a step. Hey, to observe. Just take a step back and look for a second. Like, this is a fucking WWE show.
Yeah.
All of this.
But I think the disassociation or desensitization, if that's even a word, of there's real stuff actually this is why I'm passionate about the kids and the children. I'm like, there's real stuff actually going on, but it's made to be a movie. So I think the sense of urgency or weight is somewhat an unfortunate side effect of the hypnotism. And that's why some people are like, why are you so angry? I'm like, I'm passionate. I'm just passionate. I'm not angry. I'm doing my best because I know there's a human or the spirit or an alien in that meat suit. I want to say this before I keep forgetting. The light. Someone said go to the light. Conspiratorial, who the hell knows? Apparently going to the light was a psyop where it's part of the soul trap reincarnation cycle, where you will actually get fooled that you hear voices and loved ones and stuff on the other side of the light, but then you will then get trapped into the reincarnation cycle and put back here. Apparently it's the moon Saturn type thing.
Do you think
so? Go away from the light.
So you believe in reincarnation, or like
totally? I think our energy, it's got a ping pong somewhere, and I don't know if we can go to a tree.
You ever see the movie Soul?
No.
You ever see the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
No, I heard of that
or
one.
Eyes Wide Open.
Eyes Wide Open. What's that movie?
Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman.
That's the Kubrick movie.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick.
Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah.
You ever see the Truman Show?
No, I will say this.
That's
movie.
Real, that's real life.
I've now knowing what I know, though, the illusion of all this, I don't even have the desire to go back.
But it is like they're showing this shit in front of you.
Yeah. No, I know.
Like I said, it's a serial killer leaving the clues.
Yo, and then people, we're all in the movie theater. Look at it. We're all under a spell. How do we get out of this? Or
by stop watching the movies, because because the thing is, we are watching it through the lens of a director and the editor. So we are being forced into the view of something else, and we're creating.
So what do you do?
This is mad random, and I might
what do you do for entertainment?
Have you ever seen the movie My Dinner with Andre? Have you ever seen?
No.
It's a theater. It's a people in theater love
I know that
movie
name. I know that name.
It's just a movie where people have a conversation like this podcast, but it's just over dinner. But they just have a conversation about what's going on in the world. It's very.
Thank you for bringing that up.
I know you said don't watch movies, but I would say this is an experimental. It was an experimental theater movie, kind of. So
not don't watch, just simply be mindful, because it's through the lens. Of,
Wait, walk me through a day in your life. True. What do you do for entertainment or hobbies or
I create. I create videos sometimes. I'll research, whether it's watching YouTube videos. I scroll TikTok, although it's a time waster. It's why it's called TikTok. I spend time with my family.
That just clicked.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
TikTok.
Another clue. Another clue they've left.
Yeah.
TikTok, dude. What? How did I not put that together?
I never put that
I never put that together. That's wild.
I love it though. I do love TikTok because I've met such amazing people on that
Yeah,
platform.
I mean, what's
a little-
interesting about like the whole internet, social media, like where we're at, is like these things can bring mass awareness to people.
Yes.
Like better
They're
than
amazing
because
platforms.
the world before these were just people reading newspaper, watching,
Which is wild. That is wild.
like,
And that's what they is scared of. That's why
Yeah.
my lives get taken down. That's why not only mine, creators across the board are getting silenced because we're talking in real time. And
do you,
Yeah, this episode
Solution.
might get like 5 views before it gets censored. You never know.
shit.
the internet is crazy.
We didn't mention any names.
What do you think about like the whole Elon buying Twitter? What's your thoughts on that? Because there's people who love Elon, there's people who hate Elon, people in the middle,
I'm not a big fan of him. Go look at the interview. His mini-me evil kid literally was like, we do whatever we want. It's sick. Elon is, if it's even the real Elon, he could be a clone.
Oh,
he
shit.
could be a Neuralink clone.
God damn. He's a bot. He's a Tesla bot.
Yo, Will, can you pass me a Snickers bar?
Yeah, honestly, that would be crazy.
But legit.
If Elon was the first, if he was,
Just
He was like
Tesla-
the prototype or something
like-
where it's like, okay, let's see.
that's some shit that it sounds
Oh, it's
fucking.
all
I
good,
know
dude,
people here are probably like, this sounds fucking crazy, but does that really sound that crazy?
Okay, but
if they have the technology,
No,
it's
it
not
doesn't.
that
Because you
crazy.
just asked me, what do I do with my day?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing with their days and their money? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Do you know the stories I've heard of the animal creations that are inner world mixed with human and pig and this and that? It is sick.
Oh no, that's facts. That's
It's
like, you can't even deny that. That's just humans are
Again,
just,
we got to be mindful of like sitting too much in conspiratorial land, but it's be transparent. And I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of the word truth because everyone has a version of the truth.
Yeah.
Be fucking transparent
Yeah.
with us because we're creating our vision on false narrative. History is going to repeat itself.
But what upsets me a little bit is the masses that are so brainwashed and completely tricked into this. Like they'll watch the news and be like, see,
Yes.
look, you."
Yeah.
And they really are like,
Yeah.
really to their core,
It's sad.
believe,
It's unfortunate.
like, oh, Kamala Harris is brah,
And,
you know,
and I see it and I experience it and I tread lightly.
dude, it's a majority of people.
And I will say this, because why not? This is why. When people talk about depopulation, I literally had a conversation with someone else in the sauna. He was a lot younger. He was 21, 22. And he heard the word depopulation. Dude, you're fucking crazy. And I said, listen to me right now, my friend. I said, there were plans to get 90% depopulation. 90%. They could do it.
That's
Because
crazy.
that's how much power we've given away and control. I think the more aware, there are plans that we cannot stop. We can bring awareness to it to minimize the effects. I believe, because we're so hypnotized, give it 2 years, a year to 2 years, 60% of the population might not be here.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. I would love
How
to
are they going to do that?
side effects of the COVID jab, 5G electromagnetic radiation.
That's a problem. That's what this is supposed to be, an electromagnetic blocker.
I
but it
have
probably
my
doesn't do
reader.
shit.
You want me to get my radio reader?
My
I'll let
mom
you
is
know.
into all this stuff. She gets me. She makes me put that on, like my phone. Like
I'm gonna read it though to see, because
Yeah.
here, I watched a video of a time traveler talking about cell phones and how in about, he said 50 years we're gonna see the tie of cell phones with cancer. 50 years is too far out. Don't take my word for this, my friends, please. It will cause cancer because it non-ionizing radiation speeds up the tissue growth. Do not be mindful of not putting it in your back pocket. That's why rectal cancer is on the rise. Parasites mixed with radio frequencies equal bad
dude, you
things.
literally sound like my mom right now. Every time I have like, no, it's crazy. I have my phone right here. She's like, Josh, get that phone away from you. Get that phone away from you. Don't put that near your lap.
Things like this. Things like this. And I will say this.
Is this bad?
No,
If you look in the settings, it literally says this should not be up to you like this. Like it says, please at all times keep it like 6 centimeters away from you.
And
or
I
something
hold
like
mine.
That.
I do. I trade on my phone. I hold mine all day long. So I'm mindful though of this is bone. There's not a whole lot of tissue. So maybe we'll get bone cancer or arthritis. I don't know. But if we're putting it up against tissue, it's just speeding up the tissue growth. How are they going to do the depop? The chemtrails. If we're not doing heavy metal detoxes, if our diet is shit, if we're not doing enemas, if we're not cleaning out our sewer system, if we are still eating meat, they're going to do it through meat. Watch the short film. They're going to inject a parasite into meat, and they're going to do a distract, where they're going to make us think that we're getting it from touching, like leprosy. But it's not. And they're going to say, stay away from each other. They'll come out with a vaccine a year later. I've already experienced 2 people close to me have flesh-eating bacteria in their feet.
That is crazy.
So what do you do? How do you survive in all of this?
I haven't done meat in years.
Like, you get farmed?
Be mindful of where you're getting your stuff. I go to Hartsdale. There's a greenhouse over there.
Yeah,
There's a farmer's market
I drive by it every day.
here.
Maybe I should start shopping at farmers markets and all that.
That's the only place, but it depends how serious you want to get. I eat like crap, but I'm on the verge of literally cleansing everything, where I will live on a fruit diet, greens, herbs, sea moss. You have to get your minerals. It's not meat.
I just took sea moss right before this podcast.
It's meat is do what you do what you want. Meat, it's another psyop. Clean your vessel. We're going through a massive cleansing of our planet to prepare us for true direct contact with our intergalactic family. The first contact will be false, and it will be from our government, Project Bluebeam. The first contact will be false. The second contact, we have to make it to it. It will not happen until 2027, 2028. But by then, we will have massive famine mixed because of our weather experiments and because they're closing things off. And I'm not a fear mongerer. I'm a preparer. It is very difficult to grow food. I had no fucking idea. I was like, I'm growing a tomato. How long is one tomato going to last us?
Right. No, it takes that long.
So this is when we're going to have to come together. Stock up on seeds. Please stock up on seeds. Learn survival skills. Learn where your nearest creek is. I know we will have heaven on earth, similar to what you were talking about, ancient civilizations. We'll get there. But we have to go through a massive cleansing and a massive healing.
Well, what was the movie that was just produced by Obama?
Fucking idiot.
Wait, what?
The movie
with the
that-
boat?
Movie?
The movie that was just produced by Obama's.
Because they have a production company. So does the Pentagon.
Oh, what it was about climate change.
Not
or
the day
some
after.
shit, right?
It was about like
Leave the World Behind.
Global
yes,
Leave the World Behind. And what happened months after that? The ship hit the Delaware, the Scott Key Bridge. Months after that movie got
Again,
released.
they're getting off at showing it in front of us.
Just put your
our eyes.
fucking tinfoil hats on already. It's like, that's what frustrates me, the resistance to it. You're fucking crazy.
I always confronted that resistance a lot, and that used to frustrate me as well. But I started to learn, if you don't have an alternative for people, they're gonna keep the lie that's comfortable.
Yeah, so that's a good
Rather
question.
than,
Solution, what's
He's saying the alternative is to just be prepared.
And I think that's part of the narrative we have to tell people. But if it's just hey, all of this is bullshit, they're just oh, now what? You can't just leave them there because people can't handle that for real.
People are so wrapped up in their own worlds. They got their own shit going on. I'm trying to pay rent at Stockroom this month.
Thank you for saying that. Okay, so on that note, I don't know the exact method yet, but when I figure it out, because there is no money, all our bills are paid for. This is why we have an all caps name. Everything is paid for. So the bills that we're receiving, this is why they wanted to go paperless, because those are checks. We have to endorse them correctly to the Treasury and send it to the Treasury and get it taken out of our Social Security Sesticate Trust Fund. But we do not have any knowledge of this because of the indoctrination system. So those are processes that can relieve the immediacy of it. I don't know how to do it just yet. I'm not going to go out there spreading the message, but I do know. Listen, I'll look in the camera for this one. All of our bills are paid for. We just simply have to do it correctly. Loans, it's all fraud. It's all fraud.
I mean, if
just
I
stop
don't
paying.
No. I have not paid Con Ed here before, and they shut my shit down.
Well,
Mark, remember that?
Yeah.
When this shit was shut down, they shut down it was
they're
freezing
fast
in
to do
here.
it.
They shut it down.
So
happened a couple times, honestly.
there is
gotta
a
pay
way
Con
to
Ed.
endorse it. You literally say pay to the order of. I'm finally coming across the information. I'll let you know. I can't guarantee anything because I really don't have bills. I have like a phone bill, and and that's not me bragging. I fucking live at home, But I know this stuff works. I'll talk to you, and then we'll spread the information out. The solution, it's a tough one. Max out your fucking credit cards because the system's gonna collapse, and it's all gonna get wiped.
I already did that.
That to me, that's what the alien question does for me. Is like I feel like that's one of the potential steps for us to be like, all right, this is bullshit. We see that it's bullshit. Now it's like, why are we like?
We're
That's the one
waking
thing that
up
will
to
like
that.
help us stop feeding into it. I think if it's just like, okay, there's like.
That's why I'm not stressed about stuff. Like
yeah.
I got someone saying it's one of these insurance companies we were saying they messed up, but they're saying I owe them like $4,000. I'm like, ha. And they've been trying to get me for like 2 years. You're not getting that from me.
I'm doing
Like,
this with the loan.
You're not gonna
I
get
know.
that from me.
Or even
There's no contract. That's the thing, my friends.
Yeah.
There's no contract.
And they messed up, by the way. It's
Yeah,
their mistake.
it's-
I don't owe them $4,000, just so you know. But
can-
what I'm trying to say, even if I did, you're not getting it.
You know what though?
You're not getting it from me.
This is where I have to do the due diligence. You can actually send stamps because they're backed by gold and silver, and they have to accept it. If they don't accept it, it's on them.
What do you mean, no? Like, what's the equivalent of like stamps to US dollars?
Oh my God. Well, if it's backed by gold, it depends how much gold it's backed by. Because right now, gold's it's like 3,000.
Stamps are a currency?
The
Have you ever
U.S.
heard that?
The U.S.
Yeah,
Post Office
yeah.
is a banking system.
You've heard of that? I didn't know that.
Yup,
Yeah,
and
that's why there's
stamps.
people who collect stamps, And
And I didn't really know that either.
Yeah.
But people are like, stamps are backed by gold and silver, and I said, holy fuck! So you can send in gold and silver stamps. If they reject the payment's done because they rejected the payment. Well,
What
we'll talk off
would
that.
life look like without any sort of currency or trade
That's
value?
up to us.
depends.
That's
Yeah.
a very Marxist.
It depends on how we get our
statement.
needs. If our needs are met, or like everyone has the means to meet their needs without the need to exchange currency, like I think it looks different than if like a system where we still have to like go out and get our needs or do something to
You know why we
exchange
have? I think
for our
the
needs to be met.
I think the reason we have currency is because though people want more things than other people, so there's like a way.
Ego? Try to like show that they're
I mean, that's what
higher
that's,
status or...
No, I can't imagine like if we went back to like root one. This is just me theorizing out loud. But like if we went back to like early society or early step one, do you think the impetus was like we want more than what we have, or was it that we don't have? The last time when we didn't have enough and something bad happened, like half our population died. Like we need to make sure we have abundance or like be able to take when we need. Like
Money's
like
crazy.
to me that whole like
A mixture?
I'm trying to follow, but I'm like
so it's like a lack of, or like
yeah, like I feel like it's a bigger motivator to need than to like be greedy. Like I would put like the bad behavior, like I would consider it a bad behavior to say, hey, I don't have enough, so I'm gonna go take that from someone else. I would consider that a bad behavior. I think it's a stronger like motivating factor if there's a need there versus if there's like I just want it and I might be wrong. I'm just like,
I mean, I feel like like just thinking about it naturally, like currency happens when civilization happens. Because before then, it was just tribes. Like if I wanted something, I would just fuck you up and then kill you.
it wasn't like that.
I mean,
It definitely
All right,
was
go
like
before
that.
tribes though, like the
'cause it was-
cavemen, and then
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even
Like, they
before the
came
cavemen, the Homo sapiens.
That's all tribal. Like,
right?
that's
that animalistic,
pre-civilization.
nature.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like that's what I'm.
There was cooperation amongst
yeah,
people, but there
because-
was also like just
There had
straight
to
up.
have been at
I'm
some
gonna
point,
fuck
like,
you up.
Do you think
where-
history is a complete scam too? Like
I
the
think
way that
100%. I mean,
like
to some
Homo
extent.
sapiens, the
Yeah,
evolution
we
of
don't-
things, like we're just believing that what our history books
Well, yeah,
that,
I mean-
by the way, the education system has never been progressed. Like the education
It's
system
like-
is the
But
most
now-
archaic
and that's
fucking
up to
thing
us.
ever.
Yeah, that's for sure an incomplete story.
It's like
Yeah.
it's not even like
Like
it's
how
like
could we go back to
0.01%.
to 200 BC and this and like how do we know all this? And we just
that's
believe
I'm
what other
it's
people
literally
have.
an incomplete story. It's just like evidence suggests this is what we're going with at the moment, but we don't know the truth.
People don't even know what happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like we don't even know what happened yesterday. Like, for being honest,
Ain't that the fucking truth? That's true.
That's the way our brains are work. Like,
well, and that's like apparently our grandparents or great grandparents were taught like the Earth is flat and there's a dome over it, and then they skewed the books, and now we're in this globe model type thing.
so
and
you think the Earth is? You think the Earth?
I
is
think
flat?
it's a flatter version of. I used to believe it's a spinning globe and the atmosphere is 1,000 miles. I believe it's a flat-ish plane. We got an energetic bubble, whether it's a solid bubble, just like that. Did you see the ship that freaking hit it? Elon did it months ago, and like the ship just fucking burst. I think it's.
Do you have
deep.
any like intention, or is there anything that makes you want to join the system to show people how to beat the system, or like just wake people up, like maybe become a teacher in a school district and then just feed the kids everything that you've been. Imagine you got a job in a school district and you just talk to the kids about this.
I would love to. I don't know if that's where we're at right now. I worked in 3 different schools, and the principal, after I mentioned this to them, even the teachers, like, kind of, you can tell, shut their energy down. And I'm like,
dude,
this is so sad. They are. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
People are scared.
Dude, people get scared if you say anything out. Oh,
Yeah, that's what
I know.
oh my God, you're questioning authority?
I know.
I'm saying. That's like our deepest motivator in a lot of ways.
I know.
But that's just.
It's hard to beat that level of thinking.
I mean, that's just part of our. Like who we are, like a part of who we are, I guess.
But they're not
the sheep mentality.
Yeah.
Someone was like, oh, it was George Carlin was like, I don't hate people as individuals, but when they come together as like the sheeple and the masses, I fucking hate them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But he says that in front of a crowd of people that he doesn't feel that way about, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah.
so
I think
that's
he
what I'm
means,
saying. It's
I
not the
think
fact that people are gather. It's just like, are we moving in terms of like our fear instinct or our like love instinct? Because our love instinct says, hey, if we all want to survive, banding together is probably gives us the best odds.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
our
a good
fear
point.
model says, hey, once we're safe, you guys are my enemies. like once we've conquered the thing that's attacking us that we needed to band together for, now we're the threats to each other. And it's like balancing that model and that's like our better nature thing
That's
of
very
like our
true.
us versus them type shit. It's like,
Yeah, I think Carlin means it as like, I hate people with like grouping up with a fucking agenda to like, you know,
Or like just following
people with an
everybody.
agenda to get more power is what I think he's like. When he said that is what he means.
Also, some people just like being led. Like, they're like,
That's what I'm
tell
saying,
me what to do. And it's like,
I think most people are
yeah,
kinda
it's
like
a
that.
majority. It's yeah.
at least you know, I don't know what's natural, but like it seems right now the state of
that's
being
what it
is
is.
that like
And that's why it'll be interesting to see what happens with Trump. There's talks like he's gonna be like the last president, legit. Where like we're gonna turn into
like a new auto.
Does he have the power
he's
to
last-
change that?
Like
no.
no, he doesn't have the power to change it, but we might evolve to a place where we.
If he knocks it out the park, do you think people are just like, nah, fuck everything we were doing before, we're doing this shit now?
Or we become so focused on the state.
I believe that's a 0% chance of happening.
Yeah, I think.
Bro, do you see, like, bro, he is a. I'm not gonna get to. I think first of all, I hate all government. I'm more of like, if I had to like ideology, like put the ideology, I'm like an anarchist, but like in an organized local sense. Like I think people need to organize locally and just develop civilization that way before any mass like you know nation. I don't fuck nations. They all suck.
Yeah.
They're all just. The nation state is just a terrorist organization.
It's a central bank.
Yeah, it's just they're all terrorist organizations. So that's
CEO
number
of
one.
Nation Wave Records.
Yeah, bro, it's all connected, but it's all connected to the art. But besides that point, like I feel like Trump is a clown, Kamala is a clown. They're appointing clowns. Elon's part of. Just think about
Dude,
it.
it's a big
The
circus.
richest
It's all a
man in
big
the world
circus.
is gonna be part of a government agency that doesn't exist.
I know.
That's like the Federal Reserve. That shit doesn't exist, and they made it up.
And they made
now
it
there's
up.
another
And the sheep
government
are like,
agency.
Yeah, blow another rocket up.
Yeah, and they're like, we're gonna cut the government. They're not gonna cut shit. The government's just gonna get expanded It's just getting expanded every day.
You know what? It's gonna get.
I don't know.
It's gonna. It's actually gonna.
Nah, I'm not talking to you, Will. I'm talking to
it's gonna dwindle, but it's gonna get more focused, I think. And
okay.
I don't know if we have even determined where that's
Like
gonna
where?
go yet. Where
I could
that's
see that
where
too.
it's like, woo, hold on, because when I look around, we can't even have a conversation most of the time. So
Yeah.
that gets me a little nervous. But
That's scary.
it'll be interesting because we're gonna have to. So
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I just continue to live my life.
you have to enjoy it.
Like I'm not gonna let someone in charge dictate how I live my life.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, unless like it's like a complete dictator and they come in and they're like try to make
And
like they literally they put force upon you for like if you speak out of line you'll get arrested. I don't know.
But that's where AI is going to come in. That's where the technology is going to go, where it's just going to say, take off, bank account off, this off, that off.
Like in terms of
It's
punishment.
like
Yeah.
policing.
Well, I don't
it's gonna
think
be an
you think
AI
Trump would
police
let that
state.
happen. I don't think.
Oh yeah, that's his goal. Yeah.
I think that
Trump is owned by Israel.
Yeah.
Or he's playing the game really well to make Israel think that he's not. But the people that he's putting in light, I don't trust any of them. Trump is a Caesar, and he sees that the sheep are like, ooh, MAGA, you know. I like Trump in terms of waking
Better than
us up.
Kamala.
We
maybe?
need
better
we
than-
need people who speak
But
more in real
Yeah.
ways and not the.
That's why people are so drawn to Trump. I think because he's like
he's just literally
yeah,
Yeah.
he speaks
He's off
his
the
mind.
cuff. He's
Yeah.
off the cuff. Yeah.
I think people
it feels a little
kind
more
of
authentic than the show that everyone.
yeah
Everyone's
I
aware
think
of the
people
show now.
kind of
and
saw
they're like,
through the phoniness of Kamala and didn't and their agenda maybe and they just. I'm not saying Trump's is any better by
I know,
any means.
and that's why I'm like,
I'm just saying he appeals.
seems like a realer human.
Yeah,
No,
he
he's
seems
just-
like
he
a
ap-
realer human. Maybe.
Yeah, he
than-
appeals to the gut instinct of being a human
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
any.
but I don't trust that motherfucker because I'm
I don't
like,
trust none of those motherfuckers.
because for him to be able to say we're ending the Fed or we're doing this, I'm like, there's a bigger thing coming in. Y'all want to research? Look at Nasara Jasara. It's apparently a global quantum financial system that was supposed to be implemented the day 9/11 happened. But
all those went missing, right? All those.
well, they
files
took
are
all the gold. Yeah,
What-
it's
what-
deep.
What's your opinion on like the cryptocurrency? Like, what is that? What is it doing? Like,
It's a money making scheme. People are making a lot of money. Bitcoin literally has just touched 93,000 right now.
Crazy.
Doge is going. The blockchain is here to stay. That's what's going to run our new financial system. It is running parallel right now with our system. They just have to take the old system down. So will there be a 3-day blackout? Who the fuck knows? I think most of crypto is going to go away. There may be some coins like Doge. Maybe we'll be able to trade with each other if like Elon and Twitter are a thing. But most of them are going away. But people are making money right now. XRP and XLM apparently are the
XRP,
ones.
Ripple
It
is
just
up,
hit over
yeah.
$1. I saw.
And I was investing in that a while ago,
most
and I
people are
sold it a while ago.
yo, me too.
I sold Ripple like a year ago
Yeah, I sold
when it was
Ripple.
so little.
But they started restricting
My
how
ADA's
you can
going-
get it,
going
and
in, though.
I was in that too. And then I just stopped. I'm like,
Yeah, same.
so I'm
I
in the
just stopped
market.
all
I'm in the
cryptos.
stock market where I'm like, if I make some money before it gets taken offline, because they're all online. So once it all goes, it all fucking goes, and even gold and silver. Who's
Dude,
gonna
what
want
is it?
rocks?
What is it to our core that like we just love money? Everybody loves money.
It means a lot.
Bro, I think money is like the new religion, like real shit.
It's because we've put the power of currency into the exchange, the energy. That's what currency is.
the
So
power.
And
that's
it's so
why
glamorized.
it's
like to everybody. Everybody's shown,
It's just
the facade will
simplified.
and it
fall.
stresses people. People, the fear comes in like, oh, I need to have money for a rainy day.
It simplifies
I need my
reality in a way, actually.
401k. Yeah,
Yeah,
people
bro.
get like stressed
I
out.
feel like we gotta, like, as a people, hopefully this can happen sometime in our lifetime. If not, we'll see. But like, we gotta start taking care of people like first. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing, is taking care of people.
yeah, being kind
Yeah.
to one another,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
like and like compassionate.
Compassionate,
know.
having a conversation,
Yeah.
like
Give
these basic
compliments.
things.
But
Compliments.
people, let me tell you, you give a compliment sometimes.
Dude,
People
it's
are
great.
rude.
When
Like,
you-
Wait, when you give a compliment?
not all the time, but I'm saying you can see the state we're in. As
Well, I think
it's like nice scarf, and people are like,
I think it's
like,
like
I just said nice scarf.
maybe it's the tone though. Maybe it's like, wow, it's like if you have like maybe
It's on the delivery. Nice fucking scarf.
no, like if you walk in with like a creepy like dark vibe or something, and you're like, nice scarf, or like, or if you're like,
I
Don't say it like that.
I did just do that the other day to someone's hair, and I didn't mean for it to. And I came behind her, and I was like, "Nice hair. I like your hair." And she was like, "I was like, sorry, that was creepy." But
but like, or if you're like, wow, that's like a beautiful scarf you got on.
all right.
With
Say
a
with a
little
smile.
charm, like a little, yeah, you know.
Do you guys feel we are responsible for the next level of taking care of each other, though? Which is like creating opportunities for each other.
Yeah.
Just like taking a responsibility for each other in terms of their well-being. Like, because it's like, it's cool to be nice to people, but like, do you, like, when's the last time you like took someone to go grocery shopping that needed help with that type of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
actually
That's
did do
that's what I'm saying. With taking care of people, not just
So,
being nice. I'm talking
dude,
about like,
this
bro,
happens.
we gotta make sure people aren't homeless.
I had a pay it forward moment.
We got to volunteer. Hold
I had
on.
a pay it forward moment happen to me not long ago. Well, there's been a good amount of them, but one of the more recent ones was someone literally at the Mamaroneck Diner here just paid for my stuff. Like paid. I went to pay,
That's sweet.
and
That's
the front
dope.
desk,
That's cool.
the people at the whatever where you check out were like, "Oh, the gentleman over there paid for you," saying to pay it forward or something like that. And I was like, "Whoa!"
That's crazy.
I was like, "That actually happened."
Rare,
That's
yeah,
like,
it
that's like a
happens,
glitch
but-
in the matrix.
So I did it, yo. I did it. But then I had a moment where I didn't do it. I was at the DMV and this kid next to me was trying to get like his thing and his license renewed or something, and it cost $60 to get it. And he was like, I need that now. He didn't have he was like, I just started a new job and I like I'm right next to him. I could have done it, but I was in a tough time myself. Like I didn't have. You have to take care of yourself first. Like deep down in, I was like, I should have paid for this kid, and I wanted to pay just $60. Like, but I really like, I was in a rough time myself, so I couldn't take care of him. So like, you gotta.
Do you mind if I pick on you for a bit?
Yeah.
Because like, what do you mean by you couldn't? Like, you didn't. I'm sure you had $60 on. Like,
I think I had just paid over $400 in like fees and tickets to the DMV that I had to pay.
Which are fraudulent, by the way, and we really shouldn't be paying them. But
Yeah. Oh, dude, I agree. I
know.
have a lot of unpaid tickets.
I just went for one.
But-
I just went for one. Go
But
on.
they do put suspensions and stuff on your license
But we don't even need a license to travel. Go on.
to drive a car.
Nope. It's all fraud.
All right.
You have to be ready to stand up to police who aren't ready. You have to be ready to get arrested so you can go and sue the courts and the state. Just saying.
All right.
It's sick.
That is, I'm
It's
intrigued. No, but yeah, no, I just didn't. I like, dude. I think
Yeah.
I was in a rough time. I don't have a
I
lot of
love him.
money.
He's like, I'm gonna pick on you right now.
No, I don't have a lot of money.
no,
Like,
because not to like, single you out, but just it's a good opportunity because it's like
Well, I've done it
when we have
before.
to take care of each other, like, what are those things that kind of keep us from it?
well,
Is it the
we
fear for ourselves? Is it the
no,
fear
it was
for-
literally like, yo, this 60
Yeah.
in the moment. Literally,
Sometimes.
I was a broke boy at that moment. I just paid
Yeah.
$400. Rent might have been due a week ago, so I just paid rent.
Yeah, so you were in survival yourself.
I was in survival mode myself. I literally like $60 would have been a lot to me at that specific moment.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was actually beating myself up because I was like, I really want to help this kid,
Yeah.
and it would have fucked me worse. So at a time, you got to take care of yourself first. At times,
Yeah, and that's a hard
That's a
decision.
fact.
Yeah.
And but this is what's crazy about society. It's not on Josh to give that kid $60. You know who it should be on? It should be on Exxon. It should be on these companies that get billions of dollars in subsidies.
Elon.
All of Elon's shit gets subsidized by the government.
yeah, but we can't have nice things. We can't have nice things like that because there are fucking assholes
no
amongst
cows for
humanity
you.
that will take advantage.
Yeah, because
of that.
Because those corporations want these billions of dollars for themselves instead of letting this kid drive it, just fucking drive.
But you see how it's greed on both ends then?
Yeah, but it's
It all
greed on
comes-
both ends,
I know,
'cause
it's
exactly.
Sick. It's sick. Where
Like-
I know what you're saying too, though.
No, I get what
Yeah.
I get
Humans
what
will take advantage of that little thing.
But if we were in a state where we weren't, where like
But-
money wasn't a thing, and where we're like, what? what do we do? But you had to work. Side note.
That's like a kibbutz. You ever heard of a kibbutz?
No.
A communal.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's
My
like
dad grew up in a
Uh-huh.
kibbutz in Israel, actually.
It's actually a
In
fire way
kibbutz.
to conduct society. In my
Well,
opinion.
And like everyone just works and the money gets pulled together. And
It's like a socialistic
Yes,
kind of
very
approach
socialist.
where I'm like, that's why I take bits of capitalism and
I like that approach.
socialism and this and that, but
I think that's a good approach. Take bits of
But once you hear
each
something-
ideologies.
you're a socialist.
I think you know what's crazy though. I think we already take bits and pieces of every society, but we do it in the wrong way. So instead of us giving
it's
that
in the
money to the
corporate-
people,
yeah.
and giving the money to the people so that they can get their basic needs met, we give that money to a corporation so that they can maximize profit.
Yeah.
So that's socialist, but it's in the wrong way. We have capitalism in the wrong way.
We can boycott.
Too.
We got a boycotting power.
Yeah,
but
that's true. So we have all these systems already in place, but it's like what Will said. Those societies, they inverted the virtues. We've inverted every virtue of the economic, political systems in the wrong ways. We have anarchy when we shouldn't have it. We have ultra organized stuff where we shouldn't have it. It's all been inverted. We just got to invert it back.
And I guess we're in that process now where we're kind of like, what's that word? Finding sea legs? Oh, some shit.
Yeah.
I
Right
get
now.
what you mean.
Have you ever done jury duty?
I thought you were about to sing. I got dismissed once. Thank you for mentioning that because that's actually where one of our major powers lies is in jury duty because one not guilty vote is a hung jury. And a side note from a little tidbit I heard, the jury was actually paid by the judge on the Trump trials and some of them got handled, I will say that, by a white hat. So that's where our power lies. Go on jury, do not guilty.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, now that you mentioned it, watch me get fucking something in the mail.
So I was
Like, yes, justice system.
I was always told.
You?
I was always told if I got someone in the mail for it, rip it up. So that's what I did.
Well, you can do that 3 times, and then they get mad at you.
I've done it 3 times. I think.
Nah, my jury duty was the best. Like I went there.
Your case? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't get picked. So then they were like, "Okay, you go home." And then I had work that day, but obviously I didn't have to work, so I just got a free day.
Yeah. I mean, but then if we enter a place where we're not really doing, I don't want to say doing a lot, but our time is free, we might be serving on juries, of like local whatever it is, where like that's one of our duties.
What is our civil duties at the moment?
Just that.
That
legally.
yeah, like I know jury duty they say is one. People say voting, but I actually
you.
say hashtag keep
Nah, you
your
can do
vote.
whatever
Yo,
you
fuck
want.
you.
Yeah,
People
you're
were
not
like,
legally
your silence
mandated
is
to
violence.
Oh my god!
To me,
If
and
you
I was
don't
like,
vote,
yo,
you can't
fuck
say
you.
anything.
It's my choice to not vote too. I didn't vote. I don't believe in any of these
Yeah.
crooked
Yeah.
corporations, corrupt governments or anything.
They spend millions to get your vote.
Billions.
The billions.
And
Now it is trillions. Well, fucking shit. I mean,
And the funny thing is, you see all these people on Instagram like with their "I voted" sticker. Like you, bitch, you didn't
I
fucking
do
make
like
a
to look at the
difference.
person
Like,
and I'm like,
Yeah,
but I know
that's
who
real
you
as
voted
fuck.
for.
yeah,
But
I know who you voted
But
for.
that's part of like people been brainwashed. They go to school. They believe
part
in
of the
everything.
wrestling,
Yeah, they just they.
Yep.
It's like cheering for them.
Dude, I almost wish I was ignorant sometimes and just dumb.
I
Like,
saw a post about that.
I wish I was ignorant so I didn't have like.
We are to many things, but
Yeah,
the
we're
stuff
still-
we're
yeah.
to the stuff we're not. I guess.
I think we're more in the
Blessing
dark
and
than in the
curse.
light. But
Because what would make you feel? What would solve that feeling for you, though? You said you would prefer to be ignorant, or
That's a
like
total therapy
It sounds
question.
like there's some concern with being aware. Like, what do you feel would remedy that?
I feel I have some responsibility to shine light, to shed a little light, and I feel like I'm just because I'm aware. I feel this weird thing where I'm not satisfied or complacent or at peace. I don't know. I think if I was dumb, I could just be like, oh, look at this show. Or like, well, have a couple beers
looking
and
at fish right
watch
now,
the
by the way.
sports. Yeah. but like, I don't have the ability. I don't have the ability to like be that complacent. And I don't know. I try to find peace in my own ways. I think I need to get back into my meditation and spirituality and breathing techniques and like my own peace in that, creating building my empire that I want to build, for whatever reason. But I think the point I'm trying to make is I wish I was dumb sometimes, so that like I could just be entertained and like just have my brain shut off. But my brain won't shut off. I've seen too much. I've done too many drugs in my days, I think.
I was gonna say this might be personal, but like, do you feel like that is contributing to that sense of like, oh, I gotta gamble, oh, I gotta do Adderall, oh, I gotta drink? It's like,
it is
the sense of I know too much and like I can't handle knowing all of this. I gotta
trying to fix it with my vices, or not fix, maybe a temporary numbness or a temporary distracting of it with my vices is me dumbing down with society, I think. Or like even sometimes like when I was in my drink and being like, yeah, dude, you could get drunk. That's a cool thing and not a cool thing about alcohol. You have a few beers with a stranger and like you're dumb enough to just talk about whatever. Like you could just
Padre,
yeah, like like you just talk about anything.
Yeah.
And like it connects you with a stranger, like you have a fun time with them. But it's like, I have to have this poison in me to dumb myself down to connect with you. Why can't I just connect with you regularly? Like, I don't know. You don't need all that. But for me, my personal self, yeah, it is like a fixation that I have this urge to need to numb myself or distract myself or dumb myself down. And I fight it every day. Like, I think I've always been somewhat in control of my shit and my vices, but it's a battle. Like like you gotta, yeah, it's tough. I deal with it every day, yo. Like
my food one's my tough one,
dude. Food, eating like shit, being lazy, scrolling for too long. Just it's the battle in your head of that other voice, you know.
Yeah, and the thing I want to say too, you mentioned like we're visually responsive, but we emotionally and energetically respond to the vision. So when we can, I think that's where meditation, even the word meditate, when we can be mindful of our, if we're responding or we're reacting to either the visual stimulus physically or we're giving ourselves. I think that's the trigger that we have to come at peace with. Because we can't cut off the vision sometimes where it's like, okay, but how am I responding? And then I notice for myself, either I'm grabbing for a cookie or something where it's like, whoa, chill.
Yeah.
It's like you're
just be and breathe and you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay to be a little uncomfortable.
Don't try to, and don't even try to put a word on it, you know, and then, because that frustrates us, I think. And cry, laugh. I don't fucking.
Yeah.
This is me freestyling, obviously, but like, do you think that maybe there is, it feels like there's like a lot of focus on the discomfort in that situation that we were just talking about. And it's like, you feel the discomfort, you might run to the thing, the vice to numb it, or you might feel like, okay, I gotta like overcome these vices. But maybe it's not so much to defeat the discomfort, but to like actually get it and like.
Are there other ways to get it?
The energy.
Maybe. And it's, so my thinking on it is just like, if I have maybe it is this, maybe it isn't. But if my discomfort is that like I'm aware of like how fucked up this world is, how all this shit is working wrong, and that gives me a sense of discomfort that I didn't have to go serve. But maybe it's like finding that thing that makes you feel comfortable with knowing about the reality of this world, and like how do you, or like embodying living that way that you would need to live in the reality, and like getting comfortable living that way would maybe subside the like need for the vices or the feeling like I need to numb it. It's like I can actually
get a punching
stand on my own in this space that feels uncomfortable kind of thing.
And I think what you said earlier about gratitude is like, it's like being grateful that you have that awareness or whatever, because of the people who are literally like fish, you know, like it's
the Roman Empire.
Yeah. And it's getting good.
Feed them, entertain them just enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're watching a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Like
we forget to act though. I think that's the thing. I'm like, we are the actors in the stage. We can either not act and then kind of, you know, get slaughtered.
The director too.
No,
I say, we're the writer, we're the actor,
Everything.
So
I would say we were definitely the actors. I don't know if we're the writers, directors. That might be them. That's
they might be the directors.
Well, if them is part of you, Will, you know, if they is you too, then you're feeding into it.
Hey, that's the perfect circle all around.
Yeah, we'd get there.
Alfred. is there any last points if you were to leave this earth and shed amongst your people one message, one thing to wake them up, or whatever you wanted to tell the people, now is your chance. What would you tell them?
Be confident when you speak. Don't be scared to speak. Be open to crying, laughing, and simply being grateful that we've chosen to partake in this fucked up simulation of a game. Finally realizing how powerful we actually are as players in this game, and how even more powerful we are when we literally can have a conversation on a couch and chat.
Dude, I feel like we could keep going.
I know.
Like, this is bad.
It's
already been an hour and 40 minutes.
I was wondering. I was like, I think we're over, but I'm glad you mentioned the full circle.
We could keep. Well, it just felt like the right time right there.
It was.
But we could, dude. I feel like
I'll
we
be
could.
back at some point.
That's
guys,
what I'm saying. I feel like we could
I
be
say
back.
that all the time. And other creative endeavors.
Yeah.
You just said it. You feel like you can do some. There's other creative endeavors now aside from this podcast that I know are gonna be. We have to create the opportunity. It's not necessarily always gonna find us. So I look forward to seeing what we all create.
Absolutely. This is just the beginning, man. To be continued, like you said. Alfred, pleasure, my friend.
My hands are so clammy.
Nice to meet you,
Thank
bro.
you.
I'm glad I met you in the sauna.
Thank you, man. Oh my God. I'll see you around.
Come take dance class at my parents' new studio.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
They're in there, right?
They got a new location now. This week they're moving down the street, still on Central.
Cool.
Dude, I had an idea for a podcast called Sauna Talk because you always have the most you always have the most interesting conversations with strangers that are there to sweat their demons out and maybe
or they're
talk
yelling
to
at me
someone.
for spraying eucalyptus oil. You know,
Yeah.
it goes either way.
Dude, there's some weirdos in that 24-hour fitness
That's a cool idea.
sauna. Yeah.
Okay. To be continued.
Thank you, Mark. Holding down the fort on this new beautiful couch. Will, thank you as always.
Gotcha.
Alfred, it's been a pleasure to be continued, my friend.
Thank you.
Like always, peace and love. This has been a good episode. We'll see you next time. Peace.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Good stuff.
Guys, thank you.
Dude, we could have kept